Have you felt it? It's not anger, it's not depression, it's a quiet, profound detachment. It's the feeling of being at a party and realizing, all at once, that you are not really there. It's the sudden inability to participate in the casual gossip at work. It's logging onto social media and feeling like you've walked into a chaotic, screaming room where no one is listening. A silent exodus is happening. All around the world, the most thoughtful, empathetic, and psychologically aware people are disappearing. They are quietly deactivating accounts. They are walking away from high-status careers. They are seeking profound solitude not because they hate the world but because they are struggling to survive it. You may have seen this in a friend, you may be feeling it in yourself. The most urgent question is, why? Why, when the world is louder and more chaotic than ever, are the wisest and deepest souls among us vanishing? Carl Jung, the pioneering psychologist who mapped the human soul, not only predicted this phenomenon, he explained it. He saw this withdrawal not as an escape, but as a necessary, painful, and sacred stage of human evolution. He called it individuation, the journey of becoming real. What you are about to learn are the profound psychological reasons behind this great withdrawal. By the end of this video, you will no longer see this pull towards solitude as a weakness or a failure. You will finally understand it as the most courageous act a modern soul can take. Before we dive in, this is more than a video. This is a roll call for the souls who feel out of place. Subscribe to this channel where we honor depth over noise. Like this video to send this message out like a flare to others who are feeling this same quiet pull. And most importantly, go to the comments right now and write one word, awake. This is a declaration that you are ready to honor your own truth even if the world isn't. Do it now. Reason 1: the allergy to the mask. The first reason the awakened person withdraws is that participation in society begins to feel like a physical betrayal. What you used to call being polite, your psyche now calls lying. The social mask we all wear, what Jung called the persona, was once a useful tool. It helped you fit in, get the job, and navigate family dinners. But as you become more conscious, the mask doesn't just feel fake, it feels suffocating. It's like wearing a heavy plaster cast over your entire body. You go to a social gathering and you are bombarded, not by the noise but by the inauthenticity. You see the shadow, the disowned, hidden parts of everyone running rampant. You see the envy disguised as constructive criticism. You see the insecurity fueling the loudest, most confident voices. You see the collective outrage online as a projection of a million unlived, unhelived lives. To the unconscious person, this is just normal life. To the awakened person, it is a psychological and energetic assault. It's not arrogance. It's not that you feel better than anyone. It's that your entire system has developed a violent, painful allergy to falseness. You withdraw not because you hate people, but because you must, in order to protect the fragile real self that is finally emerging. To stay and play the game feels like swallowing poison just to be polite. Reason 2: the agony of seeing the code. The second reason is a form of profound isolation. When you awaken, you can suddenly see the underlying patterns of the collective unconscious. You see the code. You see why people are angry. You see the mass groupthink that Jung called a mass psychosis. You watch the news or scroll through a feed and you no longer see people. You see archetypes playing out the same ancient, tragic scripts. You see the desperate chase for status, money, and validation for what it is. A hungry ghost that can never be fed. You see how most of human behavior is just a terrified, unconscious reaction to the fear of not being enough. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. This is the terrible loneliness of the awakened person. You are in a crowded room, but you are the only one who sees the invisible strings pulling everyone's limbs. You want to scream, don't you see? None of this is real. We are all just puppets in a game we don't understand. But you don't because you know they can't see it. So you quietly slip out the back door. You vanish because it is too painful to stand by and watch the unconscious play itself out, knowing you are powerless to stop it. Your solitude is not a rejection of humanity, it's a grieving for it. Reason 3: the psychic energy hemorrhage. The third reason is not philosophical, it is practical. You are running out of energy. Jung spoke of psychic energy, what he called libido, not just as sexual energy but as the fundamental life force of the soul. It is a finite, precious resource. For the awakened person, inauthentic environments are an energetic hemorrhage. Think about it: the social hangover you feel after a few hours of forced small talk, the bone-deep exhaustion after a day in a toxic workplace. That is not just being an introvert. That is your soul spending 90% of its precious life force just to maintain the persona, the mask, while fighting off the projections of others. You come home drained, empty, with nothing left for your own growth, your own joy, your own healing. The awakened person finally realizes, my energy is my most sacred currency, and I will no longer spend it on things that do not nourish my soul. Withdrawing from the collective noise is an act of profound energetic self-preservation. You are not antisocial. You are pro-soul. You are unplugging from the chaotic, draining static of the collective matrix so you can finally plug into the deep, quiet, restorative current of the self. Reason 4. The call of the chrysalis. The final reason is the most beautiful. The awakened person doesn't just pull away from the crowd, they are pulled towards something else. They are being pulled into what Jung called the archetypal phase of the hermit. A caterpillar cannot become a butterfly while also socializing with other caterpillars. It must go away, it must build a chrysalis, it must for a time completely dissolve. This withdrawal, this disappearance, is the chrysalis. Society fears this, it sees this solitude and calls it loneliness, depression, giving up. But the soul knows the truth, this is not an end, it is a metamorphosis. This is the sacred, non-negotiable phase of individuation. You must be alone to finally hear your own voice. You must be in the quiet to sift through the wreckage of your old self, the beliefs, wounds, and masks you inherited from the collective, and decide what is truly you. This solitude is not empty, it is full. It is the workshop of the soul. It is where you face your shadow, integrate your light, and are finally reborn. This is why the wisest souls are vanishing. They are not running from life, they are running toward it. They are in the chrysalis. The evolution. This withdrawal is not a rejection of the world. It is a rejection of the false world. It is not an act of weakness, it is an act of profound courage. It is the soul's necessary rebellion against the collective mask. Carl Jung knew that this journey was the most important any human could take. The goal is not to stay in the chrysalis forever. The goal is to complete the transformation, to heal, to integrate, and then to return. But you do not return as you were. You no longer return as a participant in the madness. You return as an anchor of sanity. You return not as a mask but as a face. Your presence alone becomes a form of medicine, a quiet permission for others to be real. So if you feel this pull, if you feel yourself disappearing, do not be afraid, you are not lost, you are not failing. You are simply evolving. If these words have spoken to the truth in your soul, like this video and subscribe. Share it with one person you know who is in their own chrysalis. And remember Jung's most vital wisdom. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. It's time to awaken.